Welcome to the Family Brand Show. We're Chris and Melissa Smith of FamilyBrand.com, husband and wife, parents of 5, and we want to help you take back your family and to live life on your terms.
And we know being a family can feel really overwhelming. Parents tell us they feel like they're being pulled in a million different directions. It's so challenging to navigate the uncertainty and all the chaos that's happening in the world right now.
And that's why we want to bring you every single week actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become a better parent, to become a better spouse, and to build a stronger family. And look, there's never been a better time and a more important time than right now to take back your family. You can define what your family stands for, or the world is going to do it for you. And the world needs strong families now more than ever. And it starts right here with your family.
Melissa has a very big announcement to share with us, which you've already emailed your list about it. But
Yes, but we're recording 2 episodes today, and I think that's exactly how we started the other episode. This one actually is a big announcement, though. So you may, if you are connected with us on email, you may already know this, but Family Brand, has been acquired by Libertas. And we want to talk about that today. Like, it's been such a fun, exciting journey, process, so many emotions, so many thoughts. And I guess I'll just say right up front, Chris and I are not going anywhere in it. I feel like this thing we've built, Family Brand, we're still very much like, I don't know, it's part of us. So we're not like leaving or going anywhere. We're staying super involved. So again, say that right up front, but there is a lot to unpack and a lot to tell you about that I'm excited to have this kind of long format to talk about it rather than just sending an email.
yeah, it's really cool how it happened in very, I would say very kind of natural. So really good friend of mine, Garrett Gunnarsson, who has been on the podcast, really incredible episode, book he wrote about money. It's a children's book.
Yep.
He connected me with Connor Boyack on a text message thread and just said, hey, you guys would love each other. I think Connor would be a great guest on the Family Brand podcast. You guys should connect. So I get on the call with Connor, and I find out he is the author of the Tuttle Twins. And I was like, oh.
And he owns, I don't know if I made this connection earlier, and he owns
Libertas. Yeah.
Anyway, Connor is the owner.
Yeah, so he owns Libertas, and then underneath the umbrella, I guess, of Libertas is a lot of successful organizations that they run that I would say in one way or another stand for freedom, entrepreneurialism, and families. And we were familiar with the Tuttle Twins. Our kids have read some of those books. And so Connor and I get to know each other, and it was like right away, it was really like clear that, yeah, he would be awesome on the podcast. So we have him on the podcast. One of our favorite lines from that particular episode, by the way, which you can go listen to. It's a great episode. We're going to save America at the dinner table. That's how we're going to, through strong families. So there was just there was a lot of alignment between what he stands for and what Family Brand stands for. And for quite some time, Melissa's been having this feeling, and I think I have too, that, Family Brand is meant to serve as many families as humanly possible. That we're just kind of at the seasons of life that we're both in, that we are committed to continuing to serve as many families as we can and have the podcast and our programs, and just feeling like, but there might be someone who could take Family Brand and create it to be even more of what it is and have it reach even more families. So that was like a thought that's already, we weren't out looking for anyone, but it's just it was just interesting. Like, I wonder if someone would buy Family Brand someday, or I wonder if someone would just partner with us, or we could create a strategic partnership, or who knows? And then we get on this podcast episode with Connor, and his background, he has a background of all of their different companies under the Libertas network. And it just occurred to me, like right away, I didn't say anything immediately on the episode. I think maybe right when we hung up, I did. But the thought was like, oh, I could see the Family Brand logo as one of those companies. Like
right when we hung up, Chris said that to me, and I was like, that is so random. Like, what are you talking about? Why would Family Brand be one of his logos? Like, why would he even care or want that? Like, which the episode was so good. Like, I loved It's like one of my favorite episodes. Like Connor, I feel like we just clicked with him right away on that
Yeah.
episode too.
So doing what I do and being who I am, if I have an idea, I just immediately like start talking about it.
Yeah, so Chris was like, well, do you care if I, after he said Family Brand should be one of the logos and on his backdrop or whatever, he's like, do you care if I talk to him about it? And I was like, I don't even know like what that means or like really what you're even talking about. But yeah, if you want to pursue this, have this conversation, yeah, go for it.
And so I called Connor and basically told him that, like, hey, I think Family Brand should be one of your.
Chris is so bold. It's like so inspiring, actually. That you would just call someone up and just tell them that, like, this, you have this vision and you're like, you just like ask for it and be like, yeah.
I read on a No Fear T-shirt back in junior high that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah. So I called Connor, and Connor actually is like, man, this actually fills a gap, if you will, that we've kind of identified, that we have some really amazing things that kind of indirectly support families. Like we have some really amazing things that serve children and these like entrepreneurial like fairs, I guess you could call them, for kids. And we have like a lot of other things, but we don't have anything that directly, supports this. And so we just started the conversation and felt very aligned, felt very authentic. We got to spend time. And the more time we spent with Connor, with the organization, with their leaders, the more we just felt like, yeah, like this is a good home for Family Brand, one where we can continue to stay involved. And Melissa had this really cool analogy that share your epiphany that you kind of had journaling one day about this when you were really in the thick of it.
Yeah, so it was, we were having this conversation for quite a long time. So Connor, I think, was on the podcast in September, and then it was November, December, where it was like a formal, like, yeah, let's pursue this idea of Family Brand being acquired. What would that look like? There was like definitely a legal process that took some time and things we needed to get in order and in writing and everything. As all that was happening, I was really thinking like, okay, for 7 years, like Family Brand has been something that has been ours, mine and Chris's, and something that we've poured a lot into, a lot of our, it's been such a journey, such a beautiful journey. And I thought like, am I ready to like give that up? And what does that mean? What does it look like? Do I feel good about this? Because I have always felt like this really strong calling that like to build strong families, and that's like something that's I'm meant to do in my life, at least right now. And would this be like giving up on that dream, or would it be like magnifying that dream or that goal? And during all these questions, I was writing in my journal one day, and I did have this thought that actually I'm gonna see if I can find it. I've brought my journal in here really quick, but I don't have it open to the right page. But you know that if I start reading this journal, if you've been here a minute, I'm going to start crying. So fair warning about that. Chris, talk about something while I find this in my journal.
Well, I will say that, people talk about like the analogies that have been said, like like birthing a business, and it's like your baby and you raise it. And I truly feel that's how we have felt about Family Brand. Melissa, even more so, because full acknowledgement, the last few years of Family Brand, I've supported it. I've supported Melissa in it. I've tried to help. I've been, I show up to the podcast, but Melissa has absolutely owned it, led it, driven it. It's like, it has been her baby. And so I felt like when this decision, it was obviously a decision we made together, but I really said like, Melissa, this is like more of your decision than mine. I feel like you've earned the right to like have this be your decision. And so I think there's a lot of emotion that comes with that. It's like when you factor in the amount of, and this is for any business owner who knows this, but I really thought about that one day. I was like, man, the amount of effort and sacrifice and work and discouragement and highs and lows and breakthroughs Melissa's had around this business, and how confronting and what it's confronted in her around her own like limiting beliefs and like,
Oh my gosh.
and so there's a lot wrapped up in that. And so when I approached Connor, that's why I checked with Melissa first. I wasn't like, hey, I'm going to go do this, make this happen. I was like, I'm going to open the conversation. But like at the end of the day, really, like I want you to decide. Not that I was trying to shirk myself from like the responsibility, but really I felt like I owed it to Melissa, and she'd earned that. Like, hey, you get the final say in this. And I think what she's about to share with you came out of her sitting with, do I really want to sell Family Brand? Do I really believe, like we've been talking about, like that it might be able to flourish even more under someone else's guidance, but do I really believe that? Am I really willing to do that? And so I thought it was a really beautiful analogy.
This analogy that just came to me as I was writing my journal one day. So the date of this is December 4th. So it was quite a long time ago, actually. And this is the first time that I'd ever journaled about this idea of family brand in this way. And I say this, if this were to happen, this would be almost like giving my baby up for adoption. I know that family brand can have a better life and more opportunities than I can provide it if I give it up. See, I told yours to cry. But good news, I still get to visit and be part of the baby's life and continue to watch her grow up. And I feel like she's going to really, really great adoptive father or parents that are going to truly help her become all, I don't know, I refer to it as a her, family brand as a her, but help her become all that that she can be. And ever since I wrote that, that's kind of like the analogy that I went with. The rest of our conversations, and even in talking to Connor, I'm like, I'm going to give Family Brand for adoption. And it's going to be adopted by you, because I really do feel like I've given her everything. Like any spare minute I had was, not exactly, but that's how it occurs to me right now, was just like tweaking and refining and planning and I don't know, just iterating on things for Family Brand, and the thought of the thought of now being able to pass it off to someone else who can do even more with it, already has a very large audience, who I was trying to look for this a minute ago on Connor's website. He says it just it is Connor's mission to build stronger families. Like right on the header, it says helping families raise kids who understand the ideas that shape the world. All of his stuff is about kids and families and building a better world, and how it starts with families. And so I just feel so aligned with that. And I love that Family Brand is a great adoptive father. And like I said at the beginning and in that journal entry, I still get to be a part of it. And we're still refining, what does that look like? How much do I still get a say in everything and whatnot? But I'm excited to continue to watch the journey to unfold.
Well, I want to acknowledge you, Melissa. Had you not stuck with Family Brand and been as committed to it, there wouldn't even be a Family Brand to, pass on to the next phase of possibility and what it could become. And you're amazing, and your leadership around it, and the amount of families you've made a difference for, continue to make a difference for, and you will, it's inspiring. And I get to just latch on to Melissa and hook onto the rocket ship wherever she takes me in Family Brand.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, we're genuinely excited. We're more excited about what's possible with Family Brand than ever before, and how many families it could actually reach and impact.
Totally. Connor hired an executive director. His name's Aaron. And just a couple of days ago, we were meeting quite a bit, Aaron and I. But just a couple of days ago, he was telling me everything that's already in the work. It's been in the works. It's been a couple of months now, so some of that initial just figuring things out is over, and now it's what's coming. And I'm like, dang, they're doing all the things that I always wanted to do with Family Brand, but didn't feel like I just didn't feel equipped, whether that's just didn't have the time or just didn't have like the extra resources to throw at it or whatever it may be. I'm like, they're doing it. Like everything I hoped Family Brand could do or be, like it's happening. And that's really like so thrilling for me. And again, I get to be part of it. And I don't know, it's really cool to feel like, I guess this is the other thing. Here I go again. Feeling like, the original inspiration for Family Brand, if you have heard that origin story, was, again, this call for me. I know it's a little bit different for Chris, but for me personally was, I found myself at this crossroads of life. Like, do I go back to, I used to work as a nurse, or do I go back to working as a nurse, or do I do something else? And feeling this like really strong feeling that I should pursue this idea that we had called Family Brand, and that my next phase of life was to build strong families. Like that was my next thing. And so I think to be able to feel like, I don't know, just to be able to look like me answering what I felt was like the call, like what that is led to in my life. It's like super cool to look back. There's actually another journal entry that I have that's just like reflecting in that way about how I really did feel like this calling from God to do it, and feel like, wow, I never would have like planned this for myself, like that this would have happened this way, and that eventually, who knows, but Family Brand gets to reach like so many more people. But it's like, look what happened just because I was willing to be like, yes, I'll do it. Even though I have no idea what I'm doing, I don't feel qualified for this, but like, I'll do it. It's been like so crazy looking back to see every little thing that's led to this moment.
Yeah, so that's a lesson in and of itself, is answer the call. Like there are times in your life and seasons of your life where something comes to you and you can just feel like, and sometimes you can't explain it. It's like, I don't know why, but I just feel like I want to do this, or I'm even feeling like I should do this. And I think there's a difference sometimes even between surface level feelings and like this deeper like wisdom and intuition that we all have. And I think when you because we're always going to have surface level feelings, like, I feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that. But then sometimes there's that like deeper, like it's almost like a knowing. And I think it's really, really important to listen to that and follow it. And I'll say, I think one of the things though that can keep us, or has kept me from following that deeper kind of knowing and intuition, is I'll start to lean into it and then I'll immediately go, well, I don't know how to do it. And the little secret that life lets you in on is, yeah, of course you don't know how to do it. You won't know how to do it until you get going. Like the how never matters. I'm going to say that right now. The how never matters. It has never mattered. It never will matter. You will just figure it out. And so another acknowledgement to Melissa for saying, you know what?
Okay, stop.
I'm feeling called to this. I'm going to follow that. I'm also feeling called to start a podcast. I don't know how to start a podcast, but I'll do it. Like,
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I'm feeling called to start a program for families. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to do it. Like, you'll figure it out. Like, you're bright, you're brilliant, you have intuition, inspiration. So, Family Brand 2.0.
Here we go. Okay, I got to say one last thing, because I have to acknowledge Chris on this too, because he always likes to be like, this is Melissa's and blah, 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 which, the last few years I have been running it primarily, but Family Brand, so much of it has always been like Chris's ideas and his inspiration and his just experience. And I feel like families are so blessed to be able to get to have that. And even though he always tries to pretend that he's not really involved in it, it is your baby too. So
It's ours,
it's our baby,
but mostly yours.
Okay. Family Brand 2.0. We love you. That's the other thing, as we're closing here, I want to say thank you for being on this journey with us. I wouldn't have thought this is where the journey would lead us, but like, what a beautiful life, what a beautiful adventure Family Brand has been. So thank you for being on this journey and adventure with us. We love you and can't wait to show you what is next.
All right, so that is it for today's episode of the Family Brand Podcast.
But before you go, we have something fun for you.
Yeah, like if you've ever wondered, okay, so how's our family culture actually doing? We've got an incredible quiz for that.
Good news, it's quick, it's free, and when you're done with that quiz, we'll even email you this awesome PDF full of practical ways to strengthen your family culture right away.
So all you have to do is go to familybrand.com/quiz, take the quiz, grab the PDF.
We'll see you next time.